Problem number 7. The first step to this problem is setting up the g of x. I need to make g of x equal to space, parentheses, space, 7x, right? 7x, space, parentheses, the 1 is on the x. You see how that is? But the plus 1 is not to the inside that x, right? The plus 1 is not inside this power of 1. You see that? It's on the outside of it. So that's why we're putting the plus 1 right here. And even my pre-cal students aren't doing this right. Okay? Because they're like, this was so easy last year. So did they listen this year? No, because they got cocky. Well, I don't need help on this. I got this. This is easy. And then they mess up because they're not listening. It's really simple. If you listen and you follow it, the 7x is here, but the power is on the outside. And so this 1 is on the outside of that power. And that's why the 1's out here. But this is still the function, right? That whole thing's the function of x, right? F of x. The function, f of x. So that's why we have to have these secondary parentheses. Okay? Very important. Because the vertical goes on the outside, right? And the horizontal goes on the inside. I have to have a space to the left if I multiply. I have to have a space to the right if I add. I have to have a space to the right if I add. I have to have a space to the left if I multiply. Does that make sense? And if you set it up like this every single time, this will be cake. If you don't, it'll be pie. I don't know. Right? A little messier than cake. Might work, might not work. Okay? You might forget the sugar. And the pie doesn't taste as good.
Or you replace it with salt.
Oh, even worse. Yeah. Yeah, instead of a teaspoon of salt and a cup and a half of sugar, you put a cup and a half of salt and a teaspoon of sugar. Yeah, that's not going to be good. That's kind of stuff. All right, so horizontal shift. That means x opposite plus minus left is minus 12. Okay? What's opposite of minus 12? What's opposite of minus 12?
Plus 1.
That's it. Plus 12. That's it. Okay? Horizontal. X opposite. Stretch, multiplication by the factor of 3/7. What's opposite of multiplying by 3/7? 7/3. Yes. X 7/3, right? We're multiplying by 7/3. Flip it. That's the opposite of multiplying by 3/7, is multiplying by 7/3. That's the opposite. Now, yes, we are technically dividing. But what do you do when you divide with the fraction? Flip and multiply, right? You learned that since what, 2nd, 3rd grade? So, flip and multiply, right? So, that's all we're doing here. Except it goes in the front 7/3. Does that make sense? Okay, and that's it. It's number 7.